Okay, welcome to a new video. In this week's video, I am going to share my workout split this week, do a little bit of a vlog, share my workouts, everything I eat. Not everything. This video would be so long if I share my workouts and everything that I eat. I am currently training quite intensely, I would say. I have different weekly blocks. Some weeks I focus on endurance, some weeks I'm focused on strength. It's a little bit of a mashup. Basically, I'm trying to be as hybrid as possible because I have some races coming up. I have a 10K race and a half marathon, which are in the next 1 to 2 months. And then next year in April, I have a marathon, which I also have to train for. But since this is in April, I'm quite fine by now with only training for a half marathon distance. I try to include a lot of running, but I also try to improve my strength. I do a lot of functional work in the gym, and sometimes I have some issues with my ligaments and my feet and my stability. That's why I include some conditioning. Also help my endurance, but not run too much. I'm actually already back from the gym. So I had my first session, not of the week, but I had a rest day yesterday. So this is basically day one of my training split this week. Usually day one of my training split is a Monday, which is quite fitting because it's the start of the week and then we start fresh on a Monday. But I had to reschedule my rest day last week, and that's why it's Sunday and I did my first session on Sunday. I didn't take you with me this morning because I don't think I'm allowed to film at the gym, so I would just talk you through it because today was my conditioning sessions, and to be fair, I felt quite weak, especially in the first part of my conditioning, but in the second and third part I felt quite good. So maybe it was just, I don't know. Sometimes you do feel like that, and not every part of every session is perfect and not every session is perfect. That's always important to remember, I think. My conditioning consists of 3 parts. The first part is always a bike session. So I do some intervals on the stationary bike and they are quite tough. I feel knackered after that and I'm quite sweaty and I'm a mess. You don't want to see me afterwards. The second part of my conditioning always is something that also pushes me, but not in the extent that I push myself on the bike. Sometimes I just go for a 30-minute run of the bike, push myself for 10 minutes on the run, and then I do a 20-minute really slow, easy run, or I do a progressive run where I increase my speed every 10 minutes for 30 minutes and then call it a day. Or what I do is I switch between the rowing machine and the ski ergometers, the one where you just do this. I switch every minute and I do that for 15 minutes or so. Or what I did today, which is always, I say I don't push myself as hard as I push myself on the bike in the second part of my conditioning, but if I do this, I push myself quite as hard because these are plyometric intervals. I do a lot of jumping, squat to press with dumbbells, or I do squat jumps with dumbbells or lunge switches, which are a burner, but I absolutely love them. I hate to do them, but I also love to do them because they're so intense. And then I superset those, do burpees to get everything out of my system, basically. And I did that today. And then the third part of my conditioning, because conditioning sessions, I try to pack everything in the sessions. They are intense, but I'm here for it, you know? I love to push myself and sweat and to have this feeling of being destroyed by my own decisions. So the third part is a little bit of strength work, but it's only core. I do some weighted core exercises, stabilize my muscles on my core, and then I do the leg extension machine as a finisher, because after you do 3 to 4 quite intense drop sets on the leg extension machine, you feel like everything else doesn't matter anymore. Question what you did in the gym, and then your day starts. So you can be quite thankful that I didn't include this or include clips from this in the video, because I look absolutely sweaty and messy, and yeah, I think it's better to start this video off while I look like this, because otherwise you may have clicked out of the video already. Yeah, so this was day 1. I will show you what I have for dinner later, because I'm trying this new truffle dip, and I try to make like a veggie turkey truffle bowl. So that's exciting. And tomorrow we're starting the day off with a run, and then we try to hit our upper body. Sometimes I do double days so that I can include every session that I want to do in a week and still have days where I rest, because otherwise, yeah, I won't have a rest day, and that's not quite good for your body. But we will talk about my workout split throughout the video, and I hope you like it. You stick around. I will see you guys later. Okay, bear with me here, you guys, because this is my first proper video in English, and although I'm studying to become an English teacher, it's still a little bit uncomfortable to speak English in like everyday life. I speak a lot of English in my classes at uni, and I am far ahead in my studies, so it comes quite naturally to me to speak in English, but it's still a little bit uncomfortable. But I promised to show you my dinner today, because it's supposed to be a little bit special, because I used a new ingredient which is already like all over the kitchen counter. Oh my god. What I do basically quite every night is create a super big bowl, and there's a fly. I hate flies. I love animals. As a disclaimer, I love animals, but I hate pigeons and I hate flies. Oh, in summer they are dangerous if you have them in your kitchen. By the way, the setup is usually not here, but I have this live stream on basically 24/7 of the last Seoul Ultra Marathon, and they have like 6 minutes left and then a new loop starts. There's now a person coming through the finish line. I wanted to show you my dinner, I'm sorry. What I've basically done is put the glazed carrots, the other veggies, pumpkin, the turkey, salad leaves, everything in this bowl. And then what I found in the shop is pesto al tartufo, which is basically like truffle pesto. I like truffle, and now I just put that in there, the whole thing. I've tracked it, and it has like this whole this is like crazy to me. Weigh out broccoli that equates to 450 calories, and then you have like a huge bowl of broccoli, and then you have this, and this has 450 calories. Basically all oil, a lot of oil in there, and like dried tomatoes and cashews. I hope I'm not allergic to this, because I'm quite allergic to every kind of nut. Well, we'll see. All that is left to do for me is change clothes, because I can't eat in this. The sleeves are way too big, and if I eat in this, I will most certainly make a huge mess, and then I have stains all over this. I'm a messy eater and I always have stains all over my clothes when I eat in them. So we will change outfit first, make everything ready, put the live stream on the TV because I want to watch it while I eat because I'm alone tonight. Oh, and we have an egg because I'll try to eat more eggs. That was everything I wanted to say. Although there's night snack. Oats, quick oats, Gühr, and a cookie, and berries, and protein powder because we want to save the muscles. I feel like I'm winning in life right now because I have my food. I have an amazing live stream. So entertaining. I mean, they are going for like 54 hours now, and I've watched maybe 80% of that because it's so entertaining. That's the perfect Sunday night. I finished dinner and I wouldn't recommend this. It tasted quite oily and not really like truffles. No, wouldn't recommend. No. But I will see you guys in the morning, and then we will do our run, and then maybe an upper body session if my upper body feels good. But I think it should be what I do on Mondays. Monday are for upper body sessions. And then I will talk you through my kind of weekly workout split and how I try to achieve some goals that I have. Well, we're back. We started off the week with a nice run. I recorded a little bit. I recorded a little snippet of my run at the end. It might be a bit disturbing to you because I was a little bit delusional in my head and I recorded the part where I walk backwards. Because walking backwards actually really helps with your running. And I try to implement it at the end of my runs. And maybe I put the clip in now just to get it over with. Don't expect too much. Well, good morning. It's August and it's raining. Just doing like I'm going backwards because after my runs there's quite a steep hill, and instead of messing up my shins and running it up, I always stop and walk it up backwards. I've seen some runners do that, so I'm doing it too. I started running at like 6 and the air was so fresh. It's been raining all night, but then it stopped and I was like, yay! And then I started running, and right at the point where I was like the most far away from home, it started running again, and it kept on running, and it's still raining, and I kept on running, but it's still raining. Well, I will catch you guys when I'm home, and I think I've walked enough backwards now. But my phone's getting wet. Oh no. And we're back. I hope you're still watching after that clip. Now, the game plan is I take my medication for my numerous allergies they developed over like the past half a year. Started maybe a year ago that I get like stomach aches after I've eaten peanuts and peanut butter, which was a devastating moment for me. Don't mind my shirt, there's a stain on it, but that's why I'm wearing it as my running top. Anyway, I have to take 1 tablet a day for the next 3 to 5 years. And hopefully the allergies will go away. In autumn, I'm getting a second, so I'm taking 2 tablets a day. But for now, it's only 1. I always like to start my week with a run because I have a lot of meetings Monday morning, and now I feel fresh and I feel energized. And I've been outside. I've already done 1 part of my workout. I just feel great afterwards. All that is left to do now is get ready, freshen up a little bit, eat breakfast, drink my coffee shake, probably the other way around. I first drink my coffee shake because I'm really hungry for it. Then we eat breakfast. I always eat some dried apricots or mangoes because they don't sit in my stomach too heavily. I will probably watch the ultra marathon live stream again. I started watching it this morning when I was getting ready for my run, and there were still, I think, 5 people in the loop, which is insane. They have more mental capacity than me, that's for sure. That will do. I just have to get ready. I will catch you guys later. But in terms of weekly workout straight, as I already said yesterday, sometimes I have double days because otherwise I can't fit in every session I want to do. Mondays are always double days for me because it's the first start of the week and I can start with a run to progress on my running, and then later we go to the gym, and I think we're doing some upper body stuff because I want to keep on building. Can you see my biceps? Maybe the right side. Ah, you can see my biceps. Prove that I don't neglect my strength training. My hair is looking quite tough today. I finished my first meeting of today, and now I have to write a lot of emails concerning like my contract, and I also have to hand in my holiday. They make it quite hard to take time off. In the past, it was quite easy. You just had to fill out a document and then hand it in. But now we have to apply for a kind of a certificate, and I just want free time to go to London because my sister and I are going to London. We already booked the holiday, and now I have to take time off work. And that was not the best organization on my part. I'm pretty confident that I get time off during that time because I have to. But I thought maybe I could walk you through my workout split this week. I think I have already told you yesterday that I have different focuses every week, depending on what I feel like and what I did the week before. So last week I had quite high intensity week with a lot of focus on endurance. I did a lot of running and I did some sprint training, and my legs felt quite challenged. So I think this week I'm going to focus on strength a little bit more, because I want to keep my strength up and my stability. And strength is quite important also as a runner. I always have segments in my training period. So sometimes I have a lot of running, sometimes I have a lot of strength training, and I go through phases because sometimes I get injured because my feet and my hips are a little bit wonky. I get injured when I do a lot of running, and then I have to take time off 1 or 2 months, and I focus on my strength training. I always have a cycle of different focuses. As we already established, I started yesterday with a conditioning session, which was quite hard. Today we are doing my first double day. It was kind of a tempo run this morning. I did some interval training in there. Later I'm going to train my upper body in the gym, and I probably also do a little bit of conditioning work, but focused on my upper body. We're doing shoulders and back, because when I train upper body, I focus on my shoulders and my back because I like that. Then tomorrow we are going to do a leg day, hopefully, or we do another conditioning session. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm pretty sure we're doing leg day, and then the next day we do conditioning or long run. I'm not quite sure yet how my week is going to look exactly, but the structure is always kind of the same. What I always do in every week is I try to include 2 leg days. Sometimes when my legs are feeling quite sore, I only manage to do 1 leg day, but then I do some additional kind of leg movements on my conditioning days. Conditioning is kind of just push yourself to your limit in my case. Then sometimes I sprinkle in some leg work as well. And I hope this week, because I want to focus on strength, that I can include 2. That's why I think I will do my first leg day tomorrow on Tuesday, and then probably Saturday. I could push it to Saturday. That's what I mean. You have to be flexible, because you can have the perfect workout routine, but something will come up and then you have to switch things around. That's just life. I am not a full-time athlete, sadly. I would love to, but I'm not. I'm a uni student and I also have a job, and I want to do sports. I have a lot of things to balance, and that's why I can't always stick to the routine that I planned out. But I try to. I give my best, and that's what counts. So what I can tell you for sure is we are doing 1 leg day for sure this week. We are doing 2 upper body days. We are doing at least 2 runs and 1 conditioning sessions, but probably 2 conditioning sessions. Then we just adjust how the week goes along. And I hopefully become faster and stronger over time. And I also have to go shopping and buy another pumpkin. And who wrote me? Oh, my boyfriend. And I have to go and wash my hair because it's looking a little bit disgusting. Don't think it makes sense to wash my hair now, then bike through the rain to the gym, do a gym session, and then my hair looks like this again. This is the reality of not having a car. You look like you work in a laboratory or like a chemist. My next chemical experiment is just 1 step away. I do have a helmet, but it's raining. I've decided to not be a good example and role model and drive with my cap on. I'm also not a good role model because I listen to music while I drive. But it's still raining. I feel like we've finally entered autumn in August. I feel a bit nervous inside. I think I've put a lot of coffee in my coffee today by accident, not on purpose. I will go now. The worst part about going to the gym now is driving through the rain, because I'm afraid my socks will get wet. But we will go now. Enough chit chat. Guess who made it back from the gym? Well, that session was good, intense, but good. It also consisted of 2 parts, endurance focused part and 1 strength part. I try to stick to my strength exercises and keeping them strength focused because I don't want to turn everything I do into cardio. I'm ravenously hungry. The only snack I had at the moment, I try different kind of foods during my sessions to work out which foods stick well with me. Dried fruits are really good. I have a new addition to the cycle, and this is baby food, basically fruit puree. And this one had sweet potato, blueberries, pears, beetroot, apple, mango, a little bit of oats, and rapeseed oil. And they are a great carb source. And I tried this after my first part. And then I went to the shops, and now I'm preparing my dinner, which I will show you later, because firstly I have to shower and get this sweat off my face. And I have to start the live stream again because there are still 3 people running in circles. This is crazy. So I have to keep watching. I feel so much better and fresher now that I've showered. I got wet today 3 times. The first time while I was running, but that time it didn't bother me as much. I was kind of enjoying running in the rain, a little bit therapeutic for me. Maybe you know what I mean. Then I got wet when I drove to the gym with my bike. I got really, really wet this time. And then it stopped the moment I arrived home, which was such a coincidence from Mother Nature, and I was a little bit pissed at her. But now I'm fine again because I'm showered. Anyway, I thought while I'm doing my skincare, I thought I could talk about my goals that I have fitness-wise, because I have quite a few things coming up. So the first thing that's coming up is my 10K race. Yeah, probably in a month's time. I did the same race last year. And last year my goal was to be under 50 minutes, which I managed to do. I loved that time because 3 is 1 below 4 and 6 is 1 number below 7. So 47, 36, it's like it made sense in my head. I hope you don't get distracted from the live stream, but I'm still watching it. And there are only 3 people left, and I think they're probably going to continue until tomorrow morning. There are world records to be broken, I think. Anyway, 10K race is my first goal. I'm hoping, if I can manage, to beat the 45 minutes. I will be ecstatic if I can finish 10 kilometers below 45 minutes. I will be over the moon, singing, dancing. I won't cry, but I will be really, really happy. Well, so this is my first goal. I don't know what pace that is, but the second race, which is 2 months away, and this is a half marathon. And I've ran a half marathon this year. My time was 1 hour and 49 minutes. It was just below 1 hour 50. So for the half marathon, I would obviously also like to beat my time, and I think it's quite realistic for me. Last time a lot of things went wrong. I think that a few things at the start were not really good organized from the people there, and we didn't know the city that was in. We were really late because there weren't any parking spaces left, and the organization of the parking was pretty bad, to put it nicely. Actually had to run to the start line, and then it was not I think my next race, then probably I'm better prepared. I know what's going on. I don't have to worry about parking because I have my boyfriend who is not taking part in the race. So if things go wrong, I can just jump out of the car and he can search a parking space. And last time we obviously both ran the race, so we both had to be at the start line, had to park the car first. I don't know, maybe I'm faster. But I would also like to finish maybe below 1 hour 45. I think that's kind of realistic for me. And I think maybe I go for 140, that I finish below 140. I believe that I can do this. And then next year, this guy who's organizing the last Seoul Ultra Marathon, his name is Kim Gottwald. He is also organizing a marathon in his hometown, and my boyfriend and I got a spot. Well, we bought a spot. We didn't get a spot, which was a lot of money, organized by a guy who likes to run in circles for hours on end. But we would love to meet him, and we've never ran a marathon before. We thought, how cool is it to run your first marathon that is organized by Kim Gottwald? Because he will be there, you know? So we probably will see him, which is super cool. So I also have to train for a marathon. So these are my endurance goals. And I just want to become quicker, and I want to become stronger in my joints and don't get injured as much as I used to. And then I also have some strength goals. So I would want to progress in my pull-ups, because I used to be able to do like 8 to 9 pull-ups, and now I only manage 6, which is quite sad and a bit frustrating for me. But I also think my form got better. So I'm not really sure whether the 8 to 9 pull-ups were a little bit not as clean and as controlled as the ones that I do now. I'm doing them with the correct form, but I'm not quite sure, because I always try to do them with good form. So I want to progress in my pull-ups, and I also want to build my quads and my butt. I think growing my butt is always a priority for me, because I just love a nice butt, you know? Who doesn't love a nice juicy butt? And I would also like to have big quads, which is really big progress, because there was a time in the past where I just wanted to have the thinnest and most slender legs as possible. And now I really want to. You can see my muscles in my legs. Like, I have some quads, you know. I have strong quads. And I love that. And I also love like my muscles and my biceps and my shoulders. And my shoulders are really a part that I also want to grow, because I just love this look of nice like shoulders. I love that. So simultaneously to my running, I also want to build a little bit of muscle, which is totally possible if you do it the correct way and if you eat enough. On the topic of eating enough, because I've not eaten that much throughout the day today, I think it is time for my secret weapon, which I sometimes pull out of the freezer when I know that I should eat a little bit more because I've burned quite a lot of energy today. And the secret weapon is ice cream. And sometimes I just go to the freezer and I eat a whole tub of ice cream. And today it's Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Caramel, Sutra. A little bit strange because this is the first day in weeks where it is cold and rainy, and I think it's like autumn already. And now I'm eating ice cream, and last week was like 30 degrees. And well, usually I eat one ice cream per week. So I have I say like a lot. I have to stop doing that. I will try to stop using like as much. And I will show you my ice cream after I've eaten my dinner, obviously. I really have to step up my vocabulary game, but I will. Well, hello. I've not spoken to the camera today, and I think yesterday neither. I don't think I've spoken to you yesterday, but this is just a small intermission to my week of workouts because I have collected and recorded so much footage. I've now edited, I think, 3 or 4 days of this week, and the videos are already super long. So what I thought is that I would split the whole week into more videos because they will already be super long. Yeah, but I'm currently preparing my dinner for tonight because it is Sunday. It's the end of the week, and I will give you a full rundown of everything in the last video that I post. But I thought it would make sense to end the first video here. I think you've got a good overview about how I plan my week and how I try to coach myself, listen to my body, while at the same time try to improve my lifts and my running. And I've also spoken about my goals, so you got a good introduction. In the next video, I will probably also include how I coach my boyfriend, which is something I didn't yet talk about. I've just written him a new program which he's going to try out for the next few weeks or probably months, because you have to stick to a program for a long time in order to see results. But I can include that in the next videos that I will post. Is my boyfriend already back? He's at football. And I thought I've heard him, but I didn't. There's another fly. So my boyfriend has to come back to get it because I'm not the one in this household who hunts the flies. What I can already tell you is that this week was really intense and that I'm going to go into a deload soon because I feel like I have accumulated so much fatigue in my legs and also in my head, because at the moment my life is just a mess. And I thought now I am entering quite calm and relaxing part, but it's not. So I'm quite exhausted every day. I'm really exhausted. In order to overcome this exhaustion, I can just do a deload running wise. I don't think I need a deload in the gym because I'm quite enjoying my workouts there, but I feel like my running is taking away recovery time that my body really needs in order to progress in the gym. So I think I probably cut down on the running a little bit in order to recover. Then when I feel good again, I can ramp up the training again slowly. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a little... I think next time I try to include a little bit of training footage, if I can manage that. I love the videos of Olivia May, if you know her. I'm quite inspired by her every day. The only difference between myself and her is that when she goes out in the morning, she can go to the beach and enjoy a nice sunrise. Whereas I go out, it's pitch black, rainy. Germany is not Australia. I think in one of my latest videos I've said this already, but I hope that in a few years' time, with all the shitty climate change stuff, maybe Germany will turn into kind of Australia 2.0. It's getting hotter and hotter every year and nobody is doing anything about it. Maybe the seaside of Germany will just turn into Australia Volume 2. I hope you get that I'm ironic. I mean, I'm partly ironic because I'm afraid this will happen, but I'm turning it into a positive thing, which is, it's not. You know, it's not a positive thing. I think you know everyone. No, not everyone. I don't want to go too deep into this topic. I would love to visit Australia one day. So Olivia, if you see this, please invite me to be a personal assistant. I would love to be a personal assistant and friend. I would first and foremost love to be her friend. Goodbye. See you in the next video.